Be your own hero. No one is coming to rescue you, and that is the harsh reality. But within that truth lies the greatest power, because if no one is coming, then it's all on you. That means your success, your happiness, and your future are in your hands. No more waiting, no more excuses. You either rise or you stay stuck. The world does not reward weakness, it respects strength. And strength is built through discipline, not motivation. Motivation is unreliable, it fades with time. But discipline, waking up early, pushing yourself when no one is watching, staying consistent even when tired, that is what creates real power. It's easy to do what feels good in the moment, but true success comes from doing what is necessary even when you don't feel like it. Life will test you. It will throw challenges your way, knock you down, and try to break you. But every struggle is an opportunity. Pain is the fuel for growth, and adversity is the fire that forges champions. Most people quit when things get hard. That's why they stay average. But those who embrace hardship, who refuse to give up, become unstoppable. Your mind is your strongest weapon. The way you think determines the way you live. If you fill your head with doubt and negativity, you will fail before you even start. But if you train your mind to believe, to see opportunities instead of obstacles, to push forward instead of complain, you become a force that nothing can stop. Blame is easy. It's easy to say the world is unfair, that others have advantages, that circumstances are against you. But the moment you stop making excuses and start taking full responsibility, everything changes. You don't control what happens to you, but you control how you respond. Own your life, take accountability, and rewrite your story. Success is earned, never given. There is no shortcut, no magic formula. It's about putting in the work day in and day out without expecting immediate rewards. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the strongest leaders, they all got there through relentless work, not luck. If you're not willing to grind, to sacrifice, to go all in, then you don't deserve success. Fear is the biggest enemy of progress. Overthinking, doubting, waiting for the right moment, it all leads to nothing. Stop hesitating. Start now. Make decisions, take risks, fail, learn, and keep moving forward. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They're the ones who refuse to stop. Most people dream of having a mentor, a guide, someone to push them. But the truth is, you don't need anyone else. You need to become your own hero. Be the person you wish you had to look up to. Set the example, lead by action, and inspire those around you by proving what is possible. No one is coming, but you don't need anyone, because you are enough. Be your own hero. Fear is the biggest enemy of progress. Overthinking, doubting, waiting for the right moment. It all leads to nothing. Stop hesitating. Start now. Make decisions, take risks, fail, learn, and keep moving forward. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to stop. Fear has paralyzed more dreams than failure ever could. It's an invisible chain that holds people back, keeping them trapped in mediocrity. Most people don't realize that fear is not real. It's an illusion created by the mind to keep you in your comfort zone. And while comfort feels safe, it is also the place where dreams go to die. The truth is, everything you want is on the other side of fear, but you'll never reach it unless you are willing to step into the unknown. Many people believe they need the perfect moment to take action. They convince themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, next year when they feel ready. But readiness is a myth. No one is ever truly ready. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people start before they feel prepared. They move forward despite uncertainty. They understand that waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of fear disguised as logic. The only way to grow is to take action, even when you're afraid. Every great achiever, every person who has ever accomplished something significant has faced fear, but instead of letting it control them, they push through it. Think about it. No champion, no leader, no innovator has ever had a smooth, fearless journey. They all had moments of doubt. They all questioned themselves, but they kept going anyway. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite it. Fear thrives on hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger it becomes. Every time you hesitate, you give fear more power over you. That's why the best way to beat fear is immediate action. When you feel yourself overthinking, when doubt creeps in, do the exact thing you're afraid of before your mind has a chance to talk you out of it. Whether it's starting a business, asking for an opportunity, making a big move, take action before fear convinces you otherwise. Failure is not the enemy. Quitting is. People fear failure so much that they never start. They believe that failing is a sign of weakness, when in reality, failure is a necessary part of success. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is an opportunity to improve. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than the average person has even tried. They don't see failure as a stopping point. They see it as a stepping stone. The only real failure is giving up. As long as you keep going, you're still in the game. Fear tricks people into thinking that they need certainty before they take action. But life doesn't work that way. If you wait until you have all the answers, until every risk is eliminated, you will never do anything. Success is about making decisions, adapting, and figuring things out along the way. The greatest opportunities are missed not because people lack talent or intelligence, but because they let fear stop them before they even tried. Most people live their lives in regret, not because of the things they did, but because of the things they never had the courage to do. They let fear hold them back from chasing their dreams, from speaking their mind, from taking chances that could have changed their lives. Imagine looking back on your life and realizing that the only thing standing between you and success was fear. Imagine realizing that you could have had everything you wanted if you had just been willing to act despite being afraid. The truth is, fear will always be there. You will never wake up one day and feel completely fearless. But you can train yourself to move forward in spite of it. You can make courage a habit. Every time you push through fear, you become stronger. Every time you face discomfort, you grow. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Eventually, what once scared you will become normal. And that's when you realize fear was never real to begin with. It was only a barrier in your mind. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop overthinking. Start now. Take the risk, make the decision. Move forward even when you're scared. Because success doesn't belong to the smartest or the luckiest. It belongs to those who refuse to let fear win. Success is earned, never given. There is no shortcut, no magic formula. It's about putting in the work day in and day out without expecting immediate rewards. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the strongest leaders, they all got there through relentless work, not luck. If you're not willing to grind, to sacrifice, to go all in, then you don't deserve success. In a world where people are constantly searching for shortcuts, the truth remains unchanged. There is no substitute for hard work. Many dream of success, wealth, power, and achievement, but very few are willing to do what it takes to attain them. People see the results, but they don't see the years of effort, the sleepless nights, the failures, and the sacrifices behind them. They assume that successful people got lucky or had some unfair advantage, but the reality is that every great achievement is built on a foundation of relentless work. Success is not a lottery ticket. It is a price that must be paid in full. Those who sit around waiting for the perfect opportunity, hoping that life will hand them success, will be waiting forever. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is the willingness to put in the effort consistently, even when no one is watching. It is easy to work hard when you feel motivated, but true success comes from pushing forward even on the days when you feel exhausted, uninspired, and doubtful. Discipline is what separates the great from the average. Many people want to succeed, but they don't want to put in the work. They want the rewards without the effort, the success without the struggle. But the truth is, you can't cheat the process. You can't skip the hard parts and still expect to win. Every success story is built on hours of practice, failures, setbacks, and an unbreakable will to keep going despite obstacles. If you're not willing to put in the work, then you don't deserve the results. The greatest athletes didn't become champions by practicing only when they felt like it. The most successful entrepreneurs didn't build their businesses by working half-heartedly. They committed fully. They made sacrifices. They chose to do what most people were unwilling to do. They worked when others rested. They trained when others made excuses. They sacrificed comfort, distractions, and temporary pleasures for something greater. That level of dedication is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. Most people give up too soon. They start with enthusiasm, but the moment things get difficult, they quit. They expect instant results. And when they don't see immediate success, they assume it's impossible. But success does not happen overnight. It is the result of years of effort, persistence, and an unshakable belief in oneself. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. One keeps going and the other gives up. The people who succeed are not necessarily the most talented or the most intelligent. They are simply the ones who refuse to quit. Sacrifice is a necessary part of success. You cannot have everything at once. If you want to achieve something great, you must be willing to give up distractions, comfort, and sometimes even relationships that hold you back. While others waste time on entertainment, social media, and mindless distractions, those who truly want success are working on their goals. Every hour wasted is an hour that could have been used to build your future. If you are not willing to sacrifice for your dream, then your dream will become the sacrifice. Some people believe that hard work alone is enough. But it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. Success is not about mindlessly grinding. It's about being strategic, learning from mistakes, and continuously improving. It's about adapting, staying disciplined, and never becoming complacent. The most successful people in the world never stop learning, never stop pushing, and never stop growing. They understand that the moment they become satisfied, they stop progressing. Excuses will always be there, but opportunities won't. It's easy to say, I'll start tomorrow, I don't have time, or I'm not ready. But every excuse is just a lie you tell yourself to justify staying in your comfort zone. The truth is, you either make progress or you make excuses. You can't do both. Success is reserved for those who take action, who show up every day, who refuse to let obstacles stand in their way. The world does not owe you anything. No one is going to hand you success. No one is coming to save you. If you want something, you have to go out and earn it. The sooner you accept this reality, the sooner you will start taking control of your life. The only thing standing between you and your goals is your willingness to do the work. Success is not given, it is earned, and only those who are willing to pay the price will ever achieve it. Blame is easy. It's easy to say the world is unfair, that others have advantages, that circumstances are against you. But the moment you stop making excuses and start taking full responsibility, everything changes. You don't control what happens to you, but you control how you respond. Own your life, take accountability, and rewrite your story. Most people spend their entire lives pointing fingers. They blame their parents, their environment, their lack of resources, or the people around them for their failures. It's a comfortable mindset because it removes responsibility. If everything is someone else's fault, then there's no need to change, no need to put in effort, no need to push beyond limitations. But that mindset is the exact reason so many people stay stuck. Blaming external factors gives away power. It puts control of your life in the hands of others. And as long as you believe that your circumstances dictate your future, you will never take action to change it. The truth is, life is not fair. Some people are born into wealth, while others struggle from day one. Some have natural talent, while others must work twice as hard. Some get opportunities handed to them, while others have to create their own. But none of that matters. What matters is what you do with what you have. There are people who have faced worse circumstances than you and still found a way to succeed. The difference is not in the situation, it is in the mindset. Those who succeed refuse to see themselves as victims. They refuse to let their past define their future. They take control and make things happen regardless of the obstacles in their way. Taking responsibility is not about blaming yourself for everything that has gone wrong in your life. It's about recognizing that regardless of what happens, you have the power to respond in a way that moves you forward. It's about shifting from a victim mentality to a mindset of control. No, you may not control the economy, the decisions of others, or random misfortunes, but you do control your reactions, your actions, and your choices. And those are the things that ultimately determine your success. The strongest people in the world are not those who have never faced hardship. They are the ones who have faced it, taken responsibility, and found a way to overcome it. They do not waste time complaining about what is out of their control. Instead, they focus on what they can do, and they do it with everything they have. They understand that every second spent blaming others is a second wasted that could have been used to improve themselves, to work harder, to build something great. Excuses will always be available. If you look for reasons why something is impossible, you will find them. There will always be someone who has it easier. There will always be unfair situations. But if you allow those excuses to control your life, you will never reach your full potential. The most successful people are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who took whatever path they had and made it work. They refuse to let excuses stop them. When you stop blaming and start taking responsibility, you become unstoppable. You no longer wait for others to change your situation. You no longer waste time complaining. Instead, you take action. You look for solutions instead of dwelling on problems. You become the kind of person who adapts, who learns, who grows stronger with every challenge. That is the mindset that leads to success. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the right timing, waiting for someone to save them. But no one is coming. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to hand you success. If you want something, you have to go after it with everything you have. That means taking full ownership of your actions, your failures, and your results. It means accepting that you are responsible for where you are and where you're going. It's not an easy shift to make. It's uncomfortable to acknowledge that your success or failure is completely in your hands. But that discomfort is the key to growth. Because once you accept full responsibility, you also gain full control. You realize that if your success depends on you, then nothing can stop you except yourself. That is the most powerful realization anyone can have. The world does not owe you anything. Life is not going to hand you success. But that is not a bad thing. It is a challenge. And those who rise to that challenge, who take responsibility and refuse to make excuses, are the ones who achieve greatness. The choice is yours: blame or take control. Stay stuck or move forward. Remain powerless or become unstoppable. The moment you decide to own your life, everything changes. Your mind is your strongest weapon. The way you think determines the way you live. If you fill your head with doubt and negativity, you will fail before you even start. But if you train your mind to believe, to see opportunities instead of obstacles, to push forward instead of complain, you become a force that nothing can stop. Everything starts in the mind. Every action, every decision, every achievement begins with a thought. The way you think shapes the way you approach life. A weak mindset leads to weak actions, and weak actions lead to weak results. On the other hand, a strong, disciplined, and focused mind creates the foundation for success. The reason most people never achieve greatness is not because they lack talent, intelligence, or resources. It is because they allow their minds to be controlled by fear, doubt, and negativity. The mind is like a battlefield. Every day you have a choice. You can either let negative thoughts control you, or you can take control of your thoughts. Most people don't even realize how much their own thinking is holding them back. They tell themselves they're not good enough. That success is for other people, that they don't have what it takes. They focus on everything that could go wrong instead of everything that could go right. And because they think this way, they act in a way that ensures they never achieve anything significant. If you believe you are destined to fail, you will subconsciously sabotage yourself. You will hesitate, you will avoid taking risks, and you will give up the moment things become difficult. Your mind will find reasons to justify your fears, and you will remain stuck in the same place year after year. But if you believe in yourself, if you truly believe that you are capable of more, your actions will follow. You will move forward, you will take risks, and you will refuse to quit no matter how many times you fall. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never had doubts. They are the ones who refuse to let those doubts control them. They train their minds to be stronger than their fears. They learned how to rewire their thinking to see opportunities instead of obstacles. They understood that the difference between success and failure is not talent, luck, or intelligence, it is mindset. A strong mind does not mean you never feel fear. It means you do not let fear stop you. It does not mean you never have doubts. It means you do not allow doubt to dictate your actions. The most powerful people in the world have moments of insecurity, just like everyone else. The difference is that they push through it. They control their thoughts instead of letting their thoughts control them. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you think. You must eliminate negativity from your mind. You must stop allowing doubt to dictate your decisions. You must train yourself to see possibilities where others see limitations. This is not easy. It requires effort, discipline, and conscious awareness. Most people never do this because they are too comfortable with their negative thought patterns. They do not realize that their own mind is the biggest obstacle standing between them and success. Negativity is a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. If you spend years telling yourself that you are not good enough, that success is impossible, that you are destined for failure, you will start to believe it. But the same way you trained your mind to think negatively, you can train it to think positively. You can start feeding your mind with thoughts of strength, confidence, and determination. You can start replacing self-doubt with self-belief. One of the most powerful things you can do is surround yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the books you read, the content you consume, it all affects your mindset. If you surround yourself with negativity, you will become negative. If you surround yourself with people who complain, who make excuses, who see obstacles instead of opportunities, you will adopt the same mindset. But if you choose to fill your mind with powerful, positive influences, you will start to think differently. You will start to believe in yourself. You will start to see possibilities where you once saw limitations. Your mind is your most powerful tool, but it can also be your greatest enemy. If you do not control it, it will control you. If you do not train it, it will be weak. And a weak mind leads to a weak life. But when you take control of your thoughts, when you train your mind to be strong, focused, and disciplined, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The most important battle you will ever fight is the battle within your own mind. Win that battle and you will win in life. Discipline is the foundation of all success. Without it, talent is wasted, potential is never realized, and dreams remain just dreams. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is the strength to stay consistent, to show up every day, and to push forward despite obstacles, setbacks, and distractions. Most people rely on motivation to take action. They wait until they feel inspired, until they are in the mood, until everything feels right. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. There will be days when you don't feel like working, training, or putting in effort. And if you only take action when you feel motivated, you will never achieve anything great. Discipline, on the other hand, does not depend on feelings. It is about commitment. It is about making a decision and sticking to it no matter what. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, intelligence, or luck. It is discipline. There are millions of talented people who accomplish nothing because they lack the discipline to consistently put in the work. There are intelligent people who fail because they lack the discipline to focus. And there are people with all the resources in the world who never achieve their goals because they lack the self-control to stay committed. Discipline is the key factor that determines whether someone reaches their full potential or wastes it. Every great achievement is built on discipline. The best athletes do not become champions by training only when they feel like it. The most successful entrepreneurs do not build empires by working only when they are in the mood. They understand that success requires consistency. They train, work, and push themselves every single day, regardless of how they feel. They wake up early when they would rather sleep. They put in extra hours when they would rather relax. They choose hard work over comfort, progress over excuses. That is what discipline looks like. Discipline is the ability to control your mind, your emotions, and your actions. It is the ability to say no to distractions, to resist temptation, to stay focused on your goals no matter what is happening around you. Most people fail not because they lack the ability, but because they allow distractions to control them. They let temporary pleasures take priority over long-term success. They choose comfort over growth, entertainment over improvement, and laziness over effort. But those who master discipline understand that every action has consequences. They know that every time they choose to stay focused and committed, they are moving closer to success. Developing discipline is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires doing things you don't want to do. It requires pushing yourself when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you feel like giving up. But that is what makes it so powerful. Most people are not willing to do it, and that is why most people never achieve greatness. If success were easy, everyone would have it. But it is reserved for those who are willing to put in the work day after day, without excuses. Discipline is freedom. While most people think that discipline is restrictive, that it takes away enjoyment from life, the truth is the opposite. Discipline gives you control. It allows you to build the life you want. Without it, you become a slave to your emotions, your impulses, and your bad habits. You waste time procrastinating and struggle to get things done. But when you develop discipline, you take control of your life. You become unstoppable. You get things done. You make progress and you achieve your goals. It is easy to make excuses. It is easy to say you are too tired, too busy, or not ready. But excuses don't lead to success. Only action does. Discipline means taking action even when you don't feel like it. It means doing what needs to be done, not what is easy or comfortable. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you get stronger. Every time you push through discomfort, you grow. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Eventually, discipline becomes a habit, and that habit turns into success. At the end of the day, discipline is what separates the winners from the losers, the successful from the unsuccessful. It is the one quality that guarantees results. If you want to achieve anything great in life, you must develop it. Stop waiting for motivation, stop making excuses, and start doing what needs to be done. Master discipline and you will master success. Pain is temporary, but growth is permanent. Every struggle, every hardship, and every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to become stronger. Most people fear pain, they avoid struggle, and they run from anything that makes them uncomfortable. But what they don't realize is that the very thing they are avoiding is the key to their success. Pain is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. It pushes you, challenges you, and forces you to evolve. Without pain, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no strength. Growth does not happen in comfort. Comfort is easy, familiar, and safe, but nothing great has ever come from staying in the comfort zone. The strongest people in the world, the most successful individuals, the ones who achieve greatness, all have one thing in common: they embraced pain. They understood that struggle was necessary. They did not run from challenges. They faced them head on. They knew that every time they pushed through pain, they were getting better, stronger, and more capable. Pain is a sign that you are moving forward. It is proof that you are pushing your limits, stepping beyond what you thought you were capable of. If you never feel discomfort, if you never struggle, it means you are not growing. The bodybuilders who build the strongest muscles do so by pushing their bodies beyond their limits, by enduring the pain of training. The entrepreneurs who create the biggest empires do so by enduring failure, rejection, and setbacks. The athletes who dominate their sport do so by training when they are exhausted, when they are sore, when their bodies want to give up. Most people quit the moment they feel pain. They see struggle as a sign to stop, as a reason to turn back. But the truth is, pain is not a signal to quit. It is a signal to keep going. It is in those moments of pain, exhaustion, and doubt that real growth happens. When you push past the pain, when you refuse to quit, when you keep going even when everything inside you tells you to stop, that is when transformation happens. That is when you become the person you were meant to be. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Whatever struggle you are facing right now, it will pass. The pain of hard work, the pain of discipline, the pain of sacrifice, it is all temporary. But the rewards, the growth, the strength you gain from enduring it, those last forever. Every time you push through pain, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. You build resilience, mental toughness, and unshakable confidence. You realize that pain is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. The problem is that most people live their lives avoiding pain at all costs. They choose comfort over challenge, ease over effort, safety over growth. And because of this, they remain the same. They never grow, never improve, never achieve anything great. They want the rewards, but they are unwilling to endure the struggle required to earn them. But nothing worth having comes without pain. Every champion, every leader, every person who has achieved greatness had to go through pain to get there. Pain is not there to break you. It is there to make you. It tests you, it challenges you, and it forces you to rise to the occasion. It separates those who are weak from those who are strong. Those who embrace pain, who see it as a necessary part of the journey, who refuse to let it stop them. Those are the ones who achieve success. But those who run from pain, who give up at the first sign of struggle, who avoid discomfort, they remain stuck, never realizing their full potential. If you want to grow, if you want to be strong, if you want to succeed, you must be willing to endure pain. You must be willing to suffer, to struggle, to go through the difficult moments. Because it is in those moments that you are being shaped into the person you were meant to be. Every challenge you overcome, every hardship you endure, every painful moment you push through is making you better. So the next time you feel pain, the next time you struggle, the next time you want to quit, remember this pain is temporary, but growth is permanent. Embrace the struggle, push through the discomfort, and keep going. Because on the other side of pain is the strength, the success, and the greatness you have been chasing. Success is not about luck. It is not about waiting for the right moment or hoping things will magically fall into place. Success is about taking control, making decisions, and taking action. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who sit around waiting for opportunities to come to them. They are the ones who create opportunities, who refuse to wait for permission, and who take responsibility for their future. They understand that nothing happens without effort, and they do what needs to be done, no matter how hard it is. Most people fail because they spend their lives waiting. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for someone to give them a chance. But waiting is a trap. It is an excuse that keeps people stuck in the same place. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is no right time. The only time you have is now. Every second you waste waiting is a second you could have spent working, learning, improving, and moving forward. The people who succeed are not the ones who had the best circumstances. They are the ones who took action despite their circumstances. Taking action is the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Everyone has ideas, dreams, and goals. But most people never act on them. They overthink, they doubt themselves. They wait for everything to be perfect before they start. And because of this, they never start at all. Action is what separates the winners from the losers. The ones who take the first step, even when they are unsure, even when they are scared, even when they don't have everything figured out. Those are the ones who make it. The most successful people in the world were not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the most privileged. They were simply the ones who refused to sit around and wait. They understood that if they wanted something, they had to go out and get it. They were willing to take risks, to fail, to make mistakes, and to keep moving forward no matter what. Every successful person has faced setbacks, failures, and challenges, but they never let those things stop them. They kept taking action, learning from their mistakes, and adapting until they reached their goals. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need to have everything planned out before they start. They want certainty, they want guarantees, they want to know that everything will work out perfectly before they take the first step. But that is not how success works. You will never have all the answers in the beginning. You will never feel 100% ready. If you wait for the perfect moment, you will be waiting forever. The key is to start now, to take action even when you are unsure, and to figure things out as you go. Action builds momentum. The hardest part is always the beginning. But once you take that first step, everything else becomes easier. Progress fuels motivation, and the more you take action, the more confident you become. People who hesitate, who second-guess themselves, who keep waiting for the perfect time, they never build that momentum. They stay stuck in a cycle of doubt and inaction, watching others move ahead while they remain in the same place. The reality is, you are either taking control of your life, or you are letting life control you. If you do not take action, someone else will. If you do not make decisions for yourself, someone else will make them for you. Every day you waste waiting is a day you could have spent building something great. You have to be the one to take charge, to step up, to make things happen. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want success, you have to go after it with everything you have. Taking action does not mean you will never fail. In fact, you will fail many times, but failure is not the enemy, and action is. Every failure is a lesson, a step forward, an opportunity to grow. The only real failure is never trying at all. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who keep going despite failure. They learn, they adjust, and they keep taking action until they get it right. If you want to change your life, stop waiting, stop making excuses. Stop overthinking, take the first step no matter how small. Start now with what you have, where you are, because success is not about luck, it is about action. And the only way to get what you want in life is to go out and make it happen